Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, and Amon G. Carter Stadium. At any time the TCU Horned Frogs take the field, they have a standard, a legacy to live up to. One that was established by the likes of Slingin' Sammy Baugh, Davey O'Brien, and LaDainian Tomlinson. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the Iowa State Cyclones. And the Horned Frogs will kick it away to start. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. So Iowa State's offense takes the field for the first time today. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. He'll ride his man on the option. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. And the Cyclones will send out the punt unit. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. So TCU's offense will go to work for the first time today. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him, hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back, and this defensive end can put him there often.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Really nice run. Rips off 6 on the play, but it brings up a 4th and 2. The Horned Frogs will call on their punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. The give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Here on 3rd down. The play action fake. Looking left. Fires and picked off. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. After punting the last time they had it, they ought to be set up for a much better result with this drive.
This offense better be licking their chops. You're not going to start with better field position than this all game did.
You ain't lying. Forget about the last possession and what we did. You're already in scoring position. Take care of that football. Make sure you get some points.
They'll run it. It's Chambers. And the tackle is made, but there has been a flag thrown. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Got his man quickly. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, TCU!
And what did I start for this offense? The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point makes it 7-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Pittsburgh proved it is battle-tested and capable of winning any place, any time after this one. And just think of the confidence this Panthers team gained today. Invaluable, if you ask me. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. They'll try to run for it. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. This time they'll go to the running game. He powers his way ahead, gets 3, but they're still looking at 4th and 2. And the Horned Frogs decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. Line gets set, 1st down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Slams into the pile, he'll get 1 to the 17. Didn't get much on 1st down, it's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. They're setting up the screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Iowa State sending the offense back out. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Using the quick game. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. From the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They've got it at the 41, third and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Got it, looking for a first. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. The Cyclones are marching down the field. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. And the Cyclones will hustle to the line. Looking to go up top on first down. Flips it out in the flat. Stopped after making the catch. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on second down. He's got him in the flat. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. And he'll need a little distance and accuracy, a 42-yarder from the left hash. What a disappointment. No good. And after the miss, it's still a 14-point game.
And that kind of tells you how the season's gone for this squad. Just whether it's the offense, whether it's the defense, now it's the special teams, missing a makeable kick. It's been that kind of year.
TCU has it back and the Horned Frogs go on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive, so someone's going to have to step up and...
Off he goes! Inside the 30. He's at... No one there to stop him, except the fella in the striped shirt who threw the penalty flag. This one might be coming back. The penalty wipes out the big play and the touchdown. It is just a punch in the gut for any offense. Looking for space. It's Chambers. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4. Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable.
And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
Offense set on first down. He'll start this drive firing. Caught in the backfield, it's Hester. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Quickly to the tight end. Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. He's going to pass. He looks that one in nicely. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. The Horned Frogs have it with a 1st and 10. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Found that crease, and they knock him down after a pickup of 5 to the 32. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll give it to the back. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And the Horned Frogs are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks. It's 1st and 10 from the 13. To the ground with the back. Headed to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, TCU! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Follow the blockers. The offensive bye will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Iowa State sending the offense back out. From the gun, give on the inside. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. And it's his 4th interception of the night. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining. I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
And now this offense will take the field again. Running the red zone, it's Chambers. Plows through the defense. Pushing ahead, a tough run, picks up 4, it's down at the 15. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Got enough space. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Off play action on first down. Maybe they learned something from their opening script of plays, David, but other than that, this has been an abject disaster.
And I think they learned what not to do. I mean, this has been an abject disaster. They haven't done anything right, offense, defense. Palmer, this one's ugly, and it's still early.
Yeah, I'd normally say, well, it's first quarter, just don't worry about it, there's time, but
Worry.
this is the worst start you possibly could have had. So they need to score a touchdown right here.
This senior quarterback moving the chains and picking up a first down for his team. Give to the running back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Here's the return. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Comes out throwing on first down. Gets it out fast. At the 40, there he goes. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
Big play to start this drive, and they're already out at the 48. It's first down. Off the RPO, complete. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Pushed back behind the chains. It's 1st and 15. Unloads quickly. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. He's up to 51 yards rushing so far in this one, and he's closing in on 1,200 for the season. The Horned Frogs pick up the first down as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. They'll run this one off right tackle. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. 3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Horned Frogs line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. Iowa State sending the offense back out. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Keeps it and gets the first down. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Motion from the offense. Trying play action. Throwing right. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Right down the middle. It's complete. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Powers forward, but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24. He'll do it himself. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still just a very short gain. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Makes the grab. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Iowa State. What a run for this playmaker to just elude the defense and get in for the score.
And I tell you what, defensively, you can't let this guy get on the edges. You cannot give up contain. When your defensive ends, you got to stay outside. You got to make sure you know this guy's going to scramble and try to make plays, and you got to make sure you keep him in the pocket.
He'll try to tack on 1 more. The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7. So a drive there of 85 yards, and they finished it off with the score from the 4. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. Wide open downfield. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. Use the play fake, now to throw. Moving out of the pocket. Going to try to get it himself.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive yards.
Scrambling away. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. He's looking to throw it. Coming after it. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
The 1st down sack pushes the ball back for this long 2nd down. To the air, it's Babers. He finds his man. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. He's moving out of the pocket. Across the 25, he's got room. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the 1st down, and he slides in safely.
These quarterbacks that just bounce and bounce and bounce and pull the ball down and make plays. Defensively, you just got to keep coming. You can't get tired. You can't get frustrated, really. It's the frustration that gets to you because they keep making plays and keep getting 1st downs. Got another opportunity coming up. 1st and goal. Try to hold them to a field.
Got his man on the right. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
On the play.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, TCU.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing it in because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Last play didn't go as planned. Now 2nd and 10 from the 26. Finds a man in the middle. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
They run the reverse. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Looking to pass. It's Babers. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Makes the catch on the left. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Hey, the defense knew coming into this one this guy was going to be a factor, but they have done nothing to stop him. They don't have any answers. This guy already has over 100 yards receiving, and we're not even done the half.
So that big play changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He wants to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Hester. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Going with the ground game left. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Quick completion on the out route. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And they take it in for 6 more points. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive thing.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Iowa State sending the offense back out. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, and it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
The quick out. Still running at the 40. Can anyone catch him? the 20. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Ready to try the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
Splits those uprights right in half. You want to see quick strike ability? It was epitomized there. 2 plays, 80 yards, touchdown on the board.
Iowa State, 14.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Looking to move it through the air. He makes the connection.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
Back to throw, it's Babers. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. They'll try to bully their way for the first. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Fair catch called for and made around the 20-yard line. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on the flash drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
He leaves it with his back. Shakes off the tackler. At the 40, there he goes. They get him on the ground at the 37, but give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. The Cyclones come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. 2nd down coming up. Now the play fake. Lets it fly deep downfield. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
What a nice play by the DB there. When that rain starts coming down, the ball gets a little bit heavier. The quarterback throws the ball a little bit lighter. DBs can take advantage sometimes of some underthrown balls, go out and make some big plays. TCU
has it back in the Horned Frogs go on offense. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and the defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. He's taking the shot. Makes the grab on the right. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, TCU!
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Makes the grab on the left. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. And the Cyclones are in the hurry-up. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Going for the big play. And he reels it in inside the 30. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
Well, it didn't take long for this guy to leave his impact in the game, guys. With that catch, this guy's already over 100 yards in the game, and we're not even done the first half.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
2nd down.
He's looking to throw. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Going the other way, and he's got room. Past the 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
Dude, you're just thinking, hold him to 3, make him kick the field goal, don't let him score points. Heck no, you turn it into offense. What a play. Catches the ball in the end zone. Take a knee. Take a knee. No, sir. I'm taking this thing all the way back 100 yards to the house. What a play.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Iowa State sending the offense back out. They'll try the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellows, you've been calling a first-rate game so far today in Fort Worth. Toughest job inside that stadium right now might just be the scoreboard operator after all those first downs and touchdowns. Big plays have defined this one, thanks to 2 of the best receiving corps in all of college football. Let's see if these defenses can adjust and make the necessary chess moves. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Amon G. Carter Stadium.
Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we're just about ready to go in the second half. And here's the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Pulls it, fired, complete. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They'll try it over the left side. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Grabbed behind the line. It's Chambers. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Horned Frogs send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Finds the tight end. Still running at the 40. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one. You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. To the ground. He's got it again. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Quarterback on the keeper. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. The Cyclones come to the line with a new set of downs. Power football with the run. They make the stop at the 19 after a pickup of 5. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. On first down from the 13-yard line. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Now rolling to the left. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can't pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Buys a little time with his feet. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Now they're going to throw it. Moves away as he feels pressure. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa State. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, and this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. They marched 72 yards, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge.
56, Iowa State 21.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Fires to the big fella. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. The Horned Frogs are moving quickly down the field. They'll throw it on first down. Gets it out quickly. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They go to the ground. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. He's got it on the right. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Horned Frogs have moved it inside the 20. The run from the shotgun. They'll give him maybe one on the play. It's down to the 20. Ball is at the 20. They'll try to convert this 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. The Horned Frogs will keep this drive going. Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, a statement run in the red zone to the 13. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Give to the back. Pulled down after a pickup of 5. They'll mark it at the 8. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can pick up the first without scoring. Looking downfield, it's Babers. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. And they decide to throw the ball there on 3rd and inches. And then all of a sudden, the offensive line was just overwhelmed with blitzers.
Well, they say that football is a game of inches, right, Reese? And that time, it just looked to me like the defense wanted it more. Their guys won up front. They dialed up the blitz, and they made the big play.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Iowa State sending the offense back out. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Finds a spot in the middle. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain. Offense has it at the 28 on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they couldn't hold off the Heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
They'll try to put it in drive this time on 2nd down from the 22. Scanning the field, it's Irvin. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And the Cyclones will punt it away on 4th down. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Catches it at the 30. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution to put a touchdown on the board here.
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Leaves it with the running back. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tried to pound it on 1st down. Now back to the line. Wants to throw on 2nd down. He's got his man. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. And the Horned Frogs are rolling down the field. The run to the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. A 6-yard pickup that leaves them with 3rd and 4. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Back to throw, it's Babers. Quickly complete. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down. The Horned Frogs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. Here's the handoff. A run up the middle is stuck for no gain. 9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. Touchdown, TCU! And the route is on.
You run these screen plays, you're trying to get your playmaker the ball in space, and what a great job. They get to the running back, but look at the blocks out in front. Everybody paving the way, creating some space, and then he's got so much speed, he can take care of the rest. Really, really nice screen pass.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Going up top on 1st down. It's complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now 2nd down. Wants to throw, it's Irvin. Keeps looking downfield. He'll pull it down. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. Looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 28. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. The Cyclones will move the sticks with the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. The give on the counter. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the 1st, an array of possibilities here. From the shotgun, the inside give. On the move at the 30. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense. Now he's looking to throw it. Floating away. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Offensively, I love balance. I love when I get some big gains on the ground. Now taking shots down the field, but I gotta protect my QB. They did not keep him upright. He had a chance to make a play, especially after the big run play the play before. The defense was playing the run. QB couldn't get it done.
First down sack, pushes it back. Now it's second down. Here comes the option. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that one was way too far for anybody to catch, except ticket holders. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. Between the uprights, it's good. Let's not say they cut into the deficit with that field goal. Maybe just, tweaked a little bit of a way with their fingernail. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. He'll come out throwing on first down. Makes his connection. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. To the air, it's Favors. It's caught. Makes the catch, and he's brought down. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants to take the top off. He's got it down the left. Hit the afterburners, kid. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And the stomping has commenced.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's man. Knocked down for the tackle. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick strike complete. And they'll move the chains with the first down, but that might be it for the third quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. To the air on first down. Extending the play. He'll try to do it himself. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. This offense has a second down play. Dropping back, it's Irvin. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. 3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
You gotta love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long, everything has gone their way. And here we are early in the 4th quarter, and they are still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
And the Cyclones will try to pin them back with the punt. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute those.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Went with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. They'll run it from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Movement here from the tight end. Running back searching for a hole. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And the Horned Frogs will punt this one away. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 20. Iowa State sending the offense back out. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Looking downfield, it's Irvin. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
As a defensive lineman, let me tell you something. This is hunting season. This is when you pin your ears back and you absolutely fly to the quarterback, and you can see it. They know it's pass, and they get to him again.
The Cyclones will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll haul it in right around the logo. And the returner will be dragged down. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up with an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. The give to the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch.
Brings up 2nd down.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6. Here comes 3rd and short from the 27. This defense trying to make them settle for a field goal. Throws to the wideout. It's caught downfield. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He's right on target. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Takes the handoff. It's Vargas. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. Good, right down the boulevard. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Safe completion on the screen. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Brings up second down.
Looking to throw, it's Irvin. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Here they come, trying to convert a third and short from the 28. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He's got it. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And the Cyclones come to the line with a new set of downs. Quickly out to the tight end. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. After the first down completion, it's second and short. He's looking to throw. And they got him for the sack.
Well, you look at Webster's dictionary and the term game wrecker, a picture of this guy is going to show up. He has been unstoppable in this football game. That's his second sack here today.
A third and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Cyclones will line up to punt it away. Makes the catch at the 30. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Out of the gun, the inside give. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
Brings up second down.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. The Horned Frogs pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll put the tight end in motion. They'll give it to the back. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. On the run, it's Vargas. Nifty little dance step. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. And the Horned Frogs are on the move. Quarterback checking the play. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. We've reached a 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. To the ground with the back. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. They move the tight end all over. They'll give it on the counter. He breaks the tackle. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. Oh, and the attempt is no good. They blow the field goal. Something finally goes wrong.
TCU 76, Iowa State, 24.
Iowa State sending the offense back out. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into two.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
They'll throw it on first down. Trying to get to him. And they got him. Didn't have much of a chance on that one, and a fitting way to put a capper on this game. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your uni. Like when you look that good coming off the bus. Those dudes are good. This is a great team, and they proved it. Just domination from start to finish.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.